Hi everyone, this is Mike Brennan here at the National Hurricane Center. It's about 4:15 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, June 18th. Here with the latest update on potential Tropical Cyclone One, still located here over the south central Gulf of Mexico. We're starting to see impacts spread on, especially to portions of the upper Texas coast this afternoon, and conditions are going to continue to deteriorate in those regions as we go through tonight and into the day on Wednesday across much of the Texas coast with heavy rainfall, coastal flooding, and high winds, and also a risk of tornadoes. So the conditions are going to gradually deteriorate as we go through the evening and overnight hours and into Wednesday. Overall, the system has not changed a whole lot during the day today. We still have a broad area of low pressure here centered over the south central Gulf of Mexico. You see these large bands of showers and thunderstorms to the north of the center moving across the northern Gulf. The maximum sustained winds continue to be around 40 miles per hour. So we've gotten some questions today about why isn't this called a tropical storm yet, even though it's producing tropical storm force winds. Well, it's really lacking two key features. It doesn't have a well-defined circulation. The circulation of the low center itself is too broad and disorganized. And it's also lacking organized thunderstorm activity near the center. You can see there's not a lot of deep thunderstorms near this broad center. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity is still several hundred miles removed away from the center. But regardless of what we're calling the system, we have tropical storm warnings up for portions of northeastern Mexico, the coast of Texas. We're still expecting the heavy rainfall, the coastal flooding. So we really want to focus on the hazards. And we are expecting the system to go on and likely become a tropical storm during the day tomorrow. So let's take a look at the radar across the northern Gulf of Mexico. You can see this large area of shower and thunderstorm activity here off the upper Texas coast, affecting portions of Louisiana. You can see that gradually moving off to the west. And rainfall flooding is still going to be the big story with this system. We are still expecting widespread rainfall totals of 5 to 10 inches, especially across South Texas, south of a line from, say, Houston to San Antonio, with the heaviest totals expected somewhere here in the Corpus Christi area, the middle Texas coast. We could see isolated rainfall totals in this region as high as 15 inches. So very heavy rainfall expected beginning tonight, continuing into Wednesday and Thursday. Because of that, we have flood watches in effect for the entire Texas coast, and then inland across the hill country to San Antonio, back to Eagle Pass, Laredo, all the way down south to Brownsville. So even though we're expecting lighter rainfall amounts, say here in the upper Texas coast, there's been significant rainfall there. There's still some flood warnings along some of the rivers here in southeast Texas. So even lesser rainfall amounts could still have significant impacts in those areas, and we're expecting the heavier rainfall as we get into portions of South Texas. That greatest risk of flash flooding through tomorrow morning, through Wednesday morning, is here in the Houston-Galveston area, Beaumont, Port Arthur, down just to the east of Victoria, Matagorda Bay, down to just north of Corpus Christi. And as we go from Wednesday into Thursday, the highest risk of that flash flooding is going to shift westward into places like Corpus Christi, Brownsville, Laredo, Victoria, just south of San Antonio, with a broader risk of flash flooding, including places like Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and that risk of flash flooding will continue to spread westward and northwestward across the rest of southern and southwestern Texas as we go through the day from Thursday into Friday. On the coastal flooding front, we're still expecting 2 to 4 feet of inundation above ground level, sort of moderate coastal flooding here between Sargent and Sabine Pass, with the area of most concern in Galveston Bay, with that long fetch of easterly and southeasterly winds over a long duration, piling water into the bay over multiple high tide cycles. We've seen some pictures from the Texas coast today. In addition to the coastal flooding, very dangerous surf, high risk of rip currents along the Texas coast. You do not want to be in the water. We've seen no swimming flags, very dangerous conditions along the Texas coast. So don't become a statistic and get out in the water where you could lose your life in a surf or rip current. On the wind front, you can see the huge area of tropical storm force winds indicated by the orange here. Really, the band of strongest winds is up here well to the north of the center, over 300 miles north of the center of this system. And those winds are going to continue to move westward as the center tracks towards the coast of northern Mexico as we go through Wednesday and into Wednesday night. And we've extended the tropical storm warning here in blue northward to San Luis Pass, just to the south of Galveston area, all the way down through portions of northeastern Mexico. And those tropical storm force winds are going to begin arriving along portions of the coast within that warning area tonight and Wednesday. Here's a closer look at the tropical storm warning. It includes coastal sections from just east of Brownsville up through Corpus Christi, now through the Matagorda Bay area. And again, those areas, we're expecting those tropical storm conditions in portions of those areas during the day on Wednesday. Moving on to other hazards, there is a risk of tornadoes across portions of southern Texas, especially during the daytime on Wednesday in this green area. So we could see those tornadoes that spin up on the periphery of tropical systems. They can spin up relatively quickly, so you want to pay attention to any watches or warnings that are issued. And just a reminder, as we head into the overnight hours, you want to make sure you have a way to get alerted if a warning, flood warning or tornado warning were to be issued for your area. Make sure you have wireless emergency alerts turned on your cell phone. You have a weather app, you have a NOAA weather radio, have multiple ways to get life-saving information, especially in the overnight hours when you might be asleep. So again, find your local trusted sources of information, listen to any information and advice you're given by local officials in terms of preparing for this event that's going to last the next couple of days with us here across much of the coast and inland into portions of South Texas. You can get more information from your local National Weather Service office at weather.gov, and we'll be here with you at the National Hurricane Center through the next couple of days, and you can find information here at hurricanes.gov. So thanks for joining us for this update on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Mike Brennan at the National Hurricane Center.